And we're back. It's raining. Cats and dogs here in Lagos. I don't know about your state, but welcome. We do have Mr. Dotun Ojon in the house. Oh, okay. Is that an insignia?
You have started.
No, it's not.
There's no infinity.
It's not.
Mr. Dotun Ojon is apolitical.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, he is.
Even though he used to be political.
Yeah.
He's contested for office in
Local
this
government
country.
chairman, right?
Yeah.
I won't even tell you that. So.
Okay.
You have to fact check it.
Okay, I'll fact check.
Please
Let's
do.
go straight to our papers. We have a lot to cover. The phone lines are open. It's Friday. Let's see if we can take two calls in between. We'll start off with Al Jazeera, jump to Nigerian Tribune, this Nigeria. Let me start off with Al Jazeera first. Try to see if I can read through some of the papers as fast as possible. I'm doing fastest reader this morning, so let's go. Xenophobic attacks, Nigeria can't stand and watch, Minister tells South Africa.
Yeah.
As federal government sets up crisis notification unit for Nigerian citizens. We hear a lot of persons want to be back. They want to leave South Africa now. Let's take that big one to Abiodun Summit's form.
They are tired of Amapiano.
As Ogun East Senatorial District consensus candidate. I think that would be a good story to look into. And then 2027 coalition backs Atiku, plans 5,000-man ADC solidarity work. ADC is heading straight for solidarity work. Bandits are not Muslims, Sultan says. And the big ones are also up there. Let's not forget. Let's take this one. Dangote molds investment in power generation with 20,000 megawatts project. Reps urges federal government to probe rising cost of building materials. Senate confirms Maina Sarah Ilo as NADC chief executive. I think, which one are we going for? Which one?
Dakwa Abiodun.
Let's go straight to Dakwa Abiodun. Yes, we saw former governor of the state, Benga Daniel, saying they're trying to stop me, but guess what? They see me rolling.
Hey, you play too much.
He went straight and picked up his phone.
So,
What do you make of former governors that feel, the Senate is the next thing to go to, place to go to after spending 8 years? Is there any benefit for the people? They say they're bringing a wealth of executive experience to the Senate, or they just want to continue to enjoy the perks and benefits of being in government?
perks and benefit, maybe yes, but the most important thing is that the concept of leadership that I've told you in Africa the other day is about ruling throughout life. So, and there are two directions to continue to rule after your governorship mandate. The first one is to install a successor, somebody who will be loyal to you, a godson. The second step is actually to find a space at the federal level. Just ask yourself a question. Would Wike be able to fight Fubar the way he has done today if he was not a minister? The answer would be a no. So what most of the former governors are doing is to say, oh, I am going to nominate a successor, but I'm not going to run away from power. So let me either be a minister or let me sit at the Senate so that through that office, I am able to actually stay with some power within the federal level. But what happened in Ogun State? You know, the new Electoral Act has actually said the delegate form of primary election is no longer acceptable. So it's either by consensus or by direct primary. Now, in Ogun State, the sitting governor and one of the former governors are from the same senatorial district. And before you can talk about consensus, there are two most important things. If 3 people collect form, for example, all of them must endorse you that, oh, we are withdrawing from the race. We actually allow you to be a consensus. The other leg of it is that when party leaders across the senatorial district come together and say, oh, this is the person we are putting forward. But what happened in the case of this particular senatorial district is the fact that they had actually called a meeting and called all the leaders of the political party in the senatorial district, the ward chairman, the local government chairman, the House of Assembly, the House of Reps people. And they are told the camp of Otumba Gbenga Daniel that the meeting was to hold by either 2 or 4 p.m. And before 4 p.m., they communicated within themselves that the meeting has been shifted to 10 a.m. So 10 a.m., they've gathered, they've done the endorsement of the sitting governor before the camp of former governor Gbenga Daniel actually got to the venue. In fact, from what we got, even when he got there, they didn't allow him to enter. That was where the celebration of the consensus. But majority of the political party leaders in that senatorial district actually endorsed the sitting governor. What do you expect to be their senatorial candidate? And we expect that Otumba Gbenga Daniel has been very prominent. He's been a former governor of the state. He's been very close to power at the center too. We believe that he will be able to also fight back. But should I give you a political prophecy? No matter what he did, it will just be calm down. At the end of the day, we will set you. It's always a political party.
Do you see him moving to another party?
No, I do not see him. It is too dangerous for him to move to another party at this point in time. Do you know why? Now, on the 10th of this month, that's about a few days to come, all the political parties in Nigeria are mandated to submit the digital copy of their membership registration to INEC. So if your name is not on the digital copy of any of the political party as submitted by the 10th of this month, you cannot contest under that party.
It's like the book of life, the book of political life.
Your name
It's not there.
Okay.
It's not a funny thing.
Let's quickly move to the Nigerian Tribune. On the front page of Nigerian Tribune, uncertainty over Jonathan's links to 2027 presidential contest. Senate rescinds amended standing rules, retains previous provisions. We saw that this caused issue in the House. Billionaire drug baron, 2 female kingpins fall in global sting operation. Defection.
Kingpins, please, don't use kingpin.
No, it's female kingpin. Please, let's leave it to the king. Defections hit PDP in Oyo. Aspirants lead Exodus. Party members fill APM forms. Uneasy calm over Adekambi as Makinde's choice. Oweseni resigns as special advisor on security. Electoral Act. New amendments block forum shopping. National Assembly governorship re-election cases start at Federal High Court. Presidency opens at Appeal Court, terminates at Supreme Court. Court convicts ex-power minister
that's a big one.
Saleh over 33.8 billion naira
a conviction.
fraud. That is a conviction.
It's a conviction. And incidentally, he just picked form. I don't know whether it's governorship or
What?
senatorial form. He just did that last week before this conviction actually came yesterday. And now, he talks about...
So instead of serving his people, you'll be serving a jail term.
You can't tell. I don't know whether that's the final termination point of the call of this thing.
I mean, they say he's been convicted.
Yeah, he actually has the right to appeal.
Okay.
And
Yeah, before
from the process,
sentencing.
yes, from that process of appeal, he could actually win election. We've seen a situation. I don't think it's because APC is there. No, we've seen a situation. Former senator, oh no, it's always a senator. Senator Omishore, former deputy governor of Osun State,
Iyola
Omishore, actually won election. While in prison, he became the candidate of the senatorial candidate of the People's Democratic Party. He was in prison, and he won that election landslide. So there's also a possibility. I don't know whether he actually has the right to appeal. If he can, and he does, he can actually win the primary election and still win the main election right before the final conviction comes. So it tells you, and this is what I've been laying emphasis on, there must, if we identify corruption as one of the major problems that we have, there must be a way that we quickly expedite every case of corruption in Nigeria so that we are not slipping over
He was
them.
arraigned by the EFCC in July 2024 on allegations of conspiracy and money laundering involving 33.8 billion,
That is
allegedly meant for the execution of power project. So it's part of the reasons why we
don't have. In fact,
civil electricity. So, but what would convince you that with such weighty allegations, you still have the audacity
to appeal, to want to appeal,
for political?
Okay, to want to contest. No.
Is it that he thinks his constituents or Nigerians don't read or are not informed?
But don't you think this also behoves on the former Minister of Power, who has also gone into politics now, to have held him accountable before leaving office? Because remember when we asked, where are the monies that were actually given to the sector before he got in? He said, no, it was during his time, the monies that were missing. And then you have someone who picked up a form and then now has been indicted.
No, I don't
think cash payment of 600.
That is exactly what.
That's 200 million naira in Abuja.
To buy a property in Abuja.
And he's working freely.
The thing is that you cannot.
Innocent until proven
It's not
guilty.
just working. He wants to contest.
I'm going to add these two together. Number one is that you cannot blame the former minister for anything. It is the duty of the agency of government that has convicted him to have done what they did.
Yes.
The second part, you were talking about audacity. What, for any political player in Nigeria today, what gives you audacity is the amount of money that you can throw around. And if you have enough money, sir, And I'm talking from the point of experience. If you have enough money, even be a killer of an entire community, you can still win election. And that's why most times when we curse politicians, when you see them, I just pity us. I think we do not even know the processes that are involved in these people becoming who they became. Our people, we look away from competence to embrace cash at every point of election. At every point.
It's a sad indictment, you know, and they always come up with this, I am ill, whenever they're facing trial. They are never sick when they are chopping the money. How much Justice Omotosha to refer to media reports that, oh, Benny, you are saying you are ill, but are you not the one that is doing political activities? You just purchased a nomination form for governorship in Taraba. What do you mean that you are ill?
How dare you?
How dare you?
How do you
exist?
The two forms like this. When he was holding the form, his hand was not ill.
Okay, we'll move to our next paper quickly, but I mean, that's a very important point to highlight there, that actions should have consequences. And why we keep seeing repeated patterns like this is because political office holders know that for the most part, they will get out of office, no accountability, and life goes on as normal. Even if we look at our ministers, the current administration, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, what's her name again? Betta Edu, and the one before her. What has become of it? So judiciary also has a role to play in terms of speedy adjudication of certain matters. If not, we'll continue, and then they will now only conclude on it when it needs to be a political matter.
I don't even know what Benga is saying. You just talked about audacity. Now I'm getting angry. What can be more audacious than somebody going to another land to bring a plane and paint it in the color of Nigeria here? What else are we looking for?
That's
the end.
Is the heart.
There's nothing anybody can say again.
And he has purchased his form.
So what are we saying? It's just, see, I think there must be, one of the reasons why people were talking about 5-year tenure, I don't even know whether I can solve our problem, is because we play politics too much. If this administration decided that I'm not going to build any road, I am not going to do anything, let us deal with corrupt cases that we have, and we concentrate on that. We will have enough money that we will not need to tax most of these Nigerians. You know, when people say, oh, go abroad, they tax. I was seeing Reno the other day making a video and saying, oh, I just bought fuel in England, I just did it. I was just laughing.
Are they corrupt? Do they,
the truth is that
comparison
is insane. It's insane.
Yes.
It's insane. Now, the money that somebody said, I don't remember the name of the person, that the money they've taken out of Nigeria, people have stolen Nigeria. If you take it out of UK, the UK will be grounded.
Do you remember what the former UK Prime Minister said?
It's
fantastically corrupt.
Nigeria is fantastic.
It's crazy. But now, all we are doing is politics. It's politics.
Okay, let's talk about, still talking about politics within the Senate. Still on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune, Senate rescinds amended standing rules and retains previous position. Now, before the reversal, the Senate had amended its rules to provide that only senators-elect who are taking the oath prescribed in the 7th schedule of the Constitution would be allowed to participate in Senate proceedings, including voting in the election of the Senate President and Deputy Senate. But now there's been some form of reversing to, what was
after Senator
Oshomole challenged that and had almost a war of words with the Senate President.
Until you stayed in the Senate for a period of
now,
time.
Do you now see, there was a conversation before I came to the studio where one of the journalists was accusing that maybe most of or many journalists don't get to read. I mean, the senior special assistant to the FCT minister. But let's take this to the National Assembly. How come such alteration is made? Does it mean that the people sitting at that point in time did not know the consequence of the alteration that was made, and to the point of being accepted, to the point that it got to the media before somebody is coming to fight back? I think you see some of these things, and when some sensitive laws are passed, you just want to overlook it, that even the ones that affect the members of the Red Chamber, how much attention are paid to it. And that's why till tomorrow I will believe that nobody will read the budgetary provisions back to back and make some approvals that are being made. It shows that people don't get to read it. And it's not limited to one profession, it's just a general issue. And when we take governance seriously, we must pay attention to the details of everything that is written in the book before somebody is put the gavel down. But this is what we're talking about. It got to a point at the other time, we were talking about, electronic transmission of results. Everybody was protesting. Meanwhile, there were sensitive conversations.
E.g., the forgery one?
Yeah. There were sensitive conversations that were put under the carpet that nobody talked about. This one that we are talking about now, you know, when we talked about electronic transmission, people can talk about, oh, there's no network. I don't know whether you've heard that argument. But now, INEC is mandating all political parties to submit digital register. It means that everybody, including people in my village.
Some parties, like a comment
on YouTube
says the ADC website is not working. So
they say we should tell you to help us to help them.
If the website, so they can deregister, and if they don't open their website, how would they register? And if they register
for another party, comment. He said, if the ADC doesn't open their website for those of us who want to deregister our membership, let it be on record via this medium that I, Charles Chiwetalu Dennis, have resigned my membership of ADC. And he says, good morning, analysts. Please help us to tell ADC to open their website and membership registration portal so that many Nigerians can deregister, because it looks like they intentionally put it down.
No. Now, thank God for forum like this. You do not need to deregister electronically. What you need to do is that you write a resignation letter, because there's no provision for deregistration.
Yes.
You write a resignation letter, you submit it to your ward chairman, and immediately you do that, ensure that you have a copy of the letter, go to another political party and register. So there's no provision for deregistration.
About Basanjo's style, you give somebody to tear it.
So quickly just go do a resignation letter, and you still have a window of about 2 days to quickly do that. Do a registration letter, give it to your ward chairman, and quickly go to another party.
Thank you so much for that information.
Yeah, that will help.
Okay, let's quickly see if we can run through the front page of this Nigeria Hour out of time. Blackout for ex-power minister Maman, and Abuja assets linked to Timipre Silva. We didn't touch on that. EFCC secures interim forfeiture of 9. Court convicts him over 33.8 billion naira fraud. Senate passes 2.285 trillion FCT budget. Lawmakers commend minister for ongoing projects across Abuja. Moles in government communities aiding bandits operation, says Katsina Governor Rada. AI power tools pose threats to global financial stability.
The Katsina State Governor really does have a lot to say when it comes to issues of insecurity and terrorism and suggestions. But it seems the security agencies are not acting on it.
So when okay, I don't know whether it's here that I said that, this is a bit sensitive. When you drive on the road and you see a military checkpoint, nothing grieves you more than the fact that when you see the condition they are in, and perhaps if any one of them is bold enough to, and since your understanding and is able to explain to you that, oh, the condition we are in is really very bad, if you can help us. That is what we never saw while growing up. You will see a military person asking for help. No. But that is the point we've got to. Why? Because insecurity has become a very big economy. And it is not, the problem is not with the gun-carrying members of the military.
It is with who?
It is with the money-carrying members of the military.
All right, hold your thoughts there. Let's take our one and only caller for this segment. Lekon is calling from Lagos. Good morning, Lekon. Thank you very much for calling this very rainy Friday.
Friday morning.
Yeah, I'm already on leave. Friday morning. Good morning, Lekon.
I just wanted to make a contribution, and like the former minister that was convicted. I don't know. I think Nigeria, there is just no rule of law. In most countries, if there is a conviction, there is no way you should be able to, I guess, run for a political office. Even if you are appealing the conviction, you should be able to maybe run for the office after the case has been cleared, that maybe the appeal has gone through. I don't think someone should be allowed to run for office where there is a standing conviction. I mean, I don't know. It just seems that we don't get our things right. We don't have, there's no, the rule of law is just mostly ignored. So that's just the way I see it.
Yes.
So until the court
make you to step aside first until you are clear.
No.
That should make the case faster in court.
So I think where the bulk lies is ensuring that the judicial process is quicker, so that they don't. So even if they're stepping aside, the judicial process runs quickly, so that if they come out innocent, they can continue with their plea.
but so the point is making is step aside first. But what we see here is, okay, look at Hadi Sirika. The case is still in court. We spoke to the EFCC spokesperson. He says, that it's slow, but Nigerians don't understand. Behind the scene, they are working. But the same person has come to the public, to the fore. He has picked up his form. He's going, campaigns have started. He has printed flyers, printers. He's going everywhere. If at the end of the day, the court doesn't find him guilty, which, of course, Nigerians are wondering, how else would you not want, but then again, let's leave it to the law.
So regardless of what we feel, there's a procedure for how the court
Well, we style our democracy after the U.S. democracy. We look up to them. President Donald Trump has 34 felony convictions. He's been found guilty of all 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree, hush money trial, and he's president of the United States today. So, case closed.
No, so
I don't think I don't agree to that.
There's usually a contest between logic and legality. Most often, what is logical may not be legal. We can actually think and continue to talk about the fact that, once this thing happens, you shouldn't do it. But of course, it's still within the legal framework. But I believe that APC will not give him an opportunity to represent them. I don't think that he will be able to actually pass through.
That's what you say.
Yes, that's what I honestly think.
Your thoughts are different from realities. So let's see how it is.
Closing time.
On that note,
Thank you.
we close.